Beloved Father God, this morning I draw near to your presence with humility and sincerity, bringing before you everything that exists within my heart. A new day begins, and with it I surrender my thoughts, my worries, and everything that has been weighing heavily upon my soul. I know that the Lord sees every detail of my life and knows even what I cannot explain with words. That is why I place myself before you in faith, seeking shelter in your presence and direction in your word. Psalm 13 verse 1 says, "How long wilt thou forget me, O Lord, forever? How long wilt thou hide thy face from me?" God, just as the psalmist opened his heart before you, I also place before the Lord what I have been feeling. There are moments when the waiting feels long and the heart grows weary. Yet even so, I choose to begin this day looking to you, because I know the Lord is still present, hearing my cry and caring for my life with faithful love. Inside my heart, there is a weight that often no one notices, a mixture of weariness, restless thoughts, and questions that arise when the waiting stretches far beyond what I thought I could endure. There are moments when the mind circles around the same concerns, remembering situations that still have not found a solution and bringing that silent feeling that time is passing while certain answers still seem far away. In the middle of this journey, I keep moving forward, trying to remain steady, trying to believe that something will change, even when my inner being feels the strain of carrying so many things alone. There are days when the heart becomes unsettled, as though it is searching for a sign of hope in the middle of the silence. Thoughts pile up, emotions become confused, and deep within the soul there rises a longing to find relief, to feel peace again, to realize that life has not been lost in the midst of so many battles. I recognize that within me there is this human weakness that grows tired, that feels afraid, that wonders how much longer it will be necessary to keep waiting for what I so deeply need. Even in the middle of this silent struggle taking place within my own mind, something inside my spirit remains turned toward God. There is a part of my soul that refuses to give up, that continues believing that the Lord sees every tear no one notices, that He knows every thought I cannot explain, and that He deeply understands what is happening within me. Before this truth, I do not hide what I feel. I present to God the weight that exists within me, the anxiety that tries to dominate my thoughts, the weariness that sometimes steals my joy, and the doubts that arise when the waiting seems far too long. He knows my story. He knows every step of my journey, and He knows exactly what my heart needs in this moment. Even when my emotions become confused and the answers have not yet appeared, I continue speaking with God sincerely, because I know He does not ignore a heart that cries out in truth. He knows my weaknesses, understands my limitations, and sees even what I have not yet been able to put into words. Lord my God, I open my heart with complete sincerity, without hiding what exists within my soul. You know my deepest thoughts. You know the worries that so often steal my peace, and you know exactly what has been weighing upon my chest. There are situations I cannot solve alone. There are paths that seem confusing before my eyes, and my heart often feels tired from carrying so many concerns. I speak with you in truth, because I know that nothing within me is hidden from your sight. You know every worry that has passed through my mind, every moment when discouragement tried to take space within my heart, every instant when hope seems small before the difficulties. Even when my words are few, the Lord understands every feeling that exists within me. I surrender to the Lord everything that has occupied my thoughts. I surrender my worries. I surrender the situations for which I have not yet found a solution, and I also surrender the fear that sometimes tries to weaken my trust. I recognize that I need your help. I need your direction, and I need to feel again the peace that only your presence can bring into my soul. Touch my inner being deeply, Lord. Reach the places in my heart that have been wounded by weariness. Renew my strength where there is exhaustion, and calm my thoughts when restlessness tries to take over my mind. The Lord knows my story completely, knows every detail of my journey, and understands exactly what I'm living through. I place everything in your hands. Every concern I carried in silence, every burden I tried to endure alone, every feeling I kept inside my heart. I surrender it all before you, because I know that your care is greater than any problem and that your presence has power to bring rest to my soul. Lord, I recognize that my heart does not need to hide its pain before you. Your presence is the place where the soul can be honest, where tears have meaning, and where every feeling finds understanding. When I look within myself, I realize how many times I tried to carry alone what was too heavy for my own strength. Thoughts pile up, worries fill the mind, and the spirit feels the weariness of walking for so long while waiting for an answer. Even in the midst of this reality, I continue turning my thoughts toward you, because I know the Lord deeply understands what happens inside the human heart. Nothing escapes your sight, no restlessness goes unnoticed before your wisdom. The Lord understands what no one else can perceive, sees what remains hidden in the silence of the heart, and knows every detail of my story. Psalm 13 verse 2 says, "How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily?" These words express what so often happens within me. There are days when the mind fills with worries, and the heart feels the weight of sorrow trying to take over my emotions. There is a silent struggle taking place inside, a battle between continuing to believe and the exhaustion caused by a long season of waiting. Still, even when my feelings become confused, I recognize that I can present everything before you with sincerity. True faith does not require emotional perfection, because the Lord welcomes a heart that speaks in truth. You do not reject those who draw near with humility, nor do you ignore those who lift up a sincere cry. When I remember this, something within me finds relief. My soul understands that it does not need to fight alone, that there is a God who listens, who follows every step of the journey, and who remains attentive even when the human heart feels weak. This certainty brings hope into my spirit and helps me continue trusting in your care. Lord, you deeply know what happens within me when my mind cannot find rest and my thoughts become heavy. There are feelings that arise in silence, taking space inside my life and bringing a weariness that often no one notices. Outwardly, the routine continues, responsibilities remain, conversations happen normally. But inside there is a silent battle that few can imagine. Many times I keep walking while carrying questions for which I have not yet found answers. My mind tries to understand paths, searches for meaning in events, and tries to organize thoughts that seem confusing before my eyes. Meanwhile, the soul feels the weight of this prolonged waiting, like someone traveling a long road, longing to find a place of rest. You know every thought that passes through my mind and understand every emotion that moves within me. Nothing is lost before your attentive gaze. The Lord perceives when my strength begins to fade, understands when weariness tries to take over my feelings, and knows even what I cannot explain with words. Within me, there is this deep desire to keep believing, even when everything feels heavy. There is a part of my life that remains turned toward you because it knows that only the Lord fully understands what happens inside the human heart. Your presence reaches places no one else can reach, and your care touches even the most silent areas of my existence. Because of this, I do not hide what I feel. I present before you my confused thoughts, the weight that sometimes tries to take over my life, and everything I have carried in silence. The Lord knows my whole story, knows every step of my journey, and remains attentive to every detail of my life. Beloved Lord, I remember that your word remains alive and firm above every situation that appears in my life. When everything seems confusing to my eyes, your promises remain like a light that brightens the path and brings direction to those who choose to trust in you. The Lord is a safe refuge, a shelter for the weary soul, and the one who sustains every step when strength feels small. The scriptures show that the Lord lifts up those who are downcast, strengthens those who feel weak, and renews the life of those who place their hope in your name. When I remember these truths, something within me gains new courage because I know your hand is still working even when my eyes cannot yet see it. The Lord is the one who made ways where there seemed to be no way out, who sustained lives in the middle of the wilderness, and who brought help at the right time to those who cried out in faith. That same care is still present today, reaching every detail of my journey and bringing direction to what still seems uncertain. Because of this, my faith remains firm in your promises. Your word is greater than any worry. Your presence brings peace into my life, and your goodness continues renewing my strength. What the Lord has spoken remains true and continues sustaining my hope. Dear Father, I rest in the certainty that you walk with every step of my journey. The Lord guides my path with wisdom, cares for my life with love, and lights up what still lies ahead of me. My hope remains in you, because I know the Lord continues caring for everything with faithfulness. Beloved Father, hear the cry that rises from the depths of my life. There are parts within me that feel tired from fighting in silence, areas of my story that have carried weight for a long time, and thoughts that search for rest but cannot seem to find it. I present everything before you with sincerity, because I know your gaze reaches what no one else can perceive. Look upon my life with mercy, Lord. You know every chapter of my journey, every worry kept in silence, and every tear hidden within my soul. There are moments when the mind fills with restlessness and hope seems small before the difficulties. But I lift my voice to the Lord because I know your help is real and your presence brings new life. Turn your gaze toward me and bring light to what today seems dark before my eyes. Illuminate my thoughts when everything feels confusing. Strengthen my life when weariness tries to take over my strength, and pour out your peace where there is unrest. Touch what needs restoration and bring direction to the paths that still seem uncertain. The Lord deeply knows everything I have been facing. Nothing in my story is hidden before you. Every step of my journey is seen by your care. Every struggle is known by your wisdom, and every need is perceived by your love. I cry out for your intervention over my life. Breathe new courage over me, renew my strength, and sustain my steps as I keep walking. May your presence bring rest to my soul, and may your light guide everything that still lies ahead of me. Beloved Father, when I pause and remember my story, I realize how many times your hand has already sustained me, even when I did not understand it at the time. There were difficult days when everything felt far too heavy, seasons when worry filled my thoughts and I could not see a way out. Even in those times, the Lord was present, guiding my steps with care and leading my life with a patience that I often only understood later. I remember situations that seemed impossible, seasons when hope felt small, paths that seemed closed before me. Yet somehow new doors opened, new opportunities appeared, and unexpected strength rose within me so I could keep going. Today I recognize that it was not chance. It was your care, walking with every detail of my life. When these memories pass through my mind, something within me is strengthened. I realize that my life has never been abandoned, has never been without direction, and has never been far from your love. The same God who sustained me yesterday remains present today, looking upon me with mercy and guiding every part of my story. This understanding brings calm into me. My thoughts become still when I realize that the Lord has always cared for everything at the right time. What once seemed lost found new paths, and what seemed too heavy was transformed by your goodness. A deep gratitude begins to grow within me. My story carries marks of your care, signs of your faithfulness, and proof of your help in moments I could never have faced alone. This strengthens my hope and renews my trust in your love. Beloved Father, within me a trust is born that does not depend on what my eyes can see. Even when some answers have not yet arrived and certain paths remain difficult to understand, I choose to rest in the certainty that you continue caring for everything. Your faithfulness does not change, your love does not fail, and your gaze remains fixed on every detail of my life. I place in your hands what still causes worry in my thoughts. I also surrender what I tried to solve alone and what often made me restless because I did not know which direction to follow. You know everything perfectly, understand what my mind cannot reach, and know exactly what needs to happen at the right time. I place before you my future, the days still to come, and everything that is beyond my understanding. You are the one who guides every step with wisdom and leads the lives of those who trust in you. When I surrender my worries to the Lord, something within me finds rest, because I know I am placing my story in the hands of the one who never fails. Your presence brings peace to my mind and security to my life. What once felt heavy begins to lose its strength when I remember that I am not alone. The Lord continues caring for everything with love and watching over every detail with attention. My hope remains firm in you. I rest in the certainty that your care is constant, that your goodness continues surrounding me, and that your faithfulness keeps guiding my life even when I still cannot see every path that lies ahead. Dear Father, peace begins to fill my life when I remember that you have always been present in every stage of my story. Even when my thoughts were confused and my feelings were weighed down with worry, your presence never moved away. The Lord remained with every step, caring for details that often I did not even notice in that moment. This certainty brings tranquility into my life. Knowing that the Lord continues watching over me changes the way I see what is before me. What once seemed heavy begins to lose its strength when I remember that I am not alone and that your love remains constant. A deep gratitude grows within me as I recognize all that you have already done. My story carries signs of your goodness, marks of your faithfulness, and proof of your care throughout time. Every memory strengthens my faith and helps me continue trusting in you. My spirit finds rest in knowing that the Lord continues guiding everything with wisdom. Your presence remains a safe shelter, bringing serenity to my thoughts and hope for the days still to come. My God, my soul becomes still when I realize that your presence continues surrounding every part of my life. Even when the days bring challenges and the answers take time to appear, there is a security that rises when I remember that you remain attentive to everything. Nothing passes unnoticed before your gaze. No detail of my existence is outside your care. I recognize that many times I tried to understand everything with my own logic, searching for explanations for events that go beyond my limited vision. Yet when I turn my thoughts back to you, I find rest in accepting that you know what is beyond my understanding. Your wisdom reaches places my mind cannot reach. I place in your hands every area of my life that still needs direction. What seems uncertain to me is already known by you. Every step I will take tomorrow is already before your eyes today. This truth brings deep peace because I know my life is kept in hands that never fail. The Lord continues to be shelter on difficult days, comfort when weariness appears, and strength when my energy begins to fade. Your goodness remains constant, sustaining my life even when the circumstances around me seem unstable. With renewed confidence, I rest in the certainty that you continue guiding everything with love and wisdom. My hope remains firm because I know your presence never abandons those who place their lives in your hands. Father of mercy, my life finds serenity when I remember that your presence continues surrounding every detail of my existence. Even when the future seems uncertain and some answers still remain hidden, there is a confidence that rises when I recognize that your care never moves away. Your gaze follows every step, and no part of my story is outside your attention. I recognize that my understanding is limited before the greatness of your wisdom. Many times I have tried to understand events that go beyond what I can see. Still, when I turn my thoughts toward you, I find calm in remembering that you know the whole path. While I see only small stretches of the road, I lay before you what still causes restlessness within me. I surrender the days to come, the decisions I need to make, and what still seems undefined before my eyes. The Lord knows every detail before it even happens, and this truth brings rest to my mind. Your goodness continues sustaining my life in every moment. When weariness appears, your presence brings renewal. When doubts arise, your truth illuminates my thoughts. When the weight of worries tries to take over my mind, your care brings relief and security. My hope remains firm in your love. I trust that you continue guiding every part of my story with faithfulness, bringing direction to what still lies ahead and leading my life with perfect wisdom. There are paths I still cannot see clearly, decisions that seem difficult, and situations that require wisdom greater than my own. Even so, my confidence remains in you because I know you understand what is beyond my understanding. Your gaze reaches the future while my eyes see only the present. I rest when I remember that you guide every detail with love. No part of my life is lost or forgotten. Every step is seen, every need is known, and every moment is watched over by your care. This truth brings peace into me and renews my hope. Your love remains constant. Your goodness continues surrounding my life, and your presence brings security for the days still to come. Even when I do not have all the answers, I find peace in knowing that I am kept by you. My confidence remains firm, because I know you continue guiding my story with faithfulness and wisdom. In you I find rest, direction, and the certainty that my life is safe in your hands. Psalm 13 verse 6 says, I will sing unto the Lord, because he hath dealt bountifully with me. These words awaken deep gratitude in my soul. When I think about all that the Lord has already done, I see how many unexpected doors opened, how many solutions appeared at the right time, and how many times new strength rose within my life so I could keep moving forward. Every experience shows that the hand of God was always working in silence, caring for details I could not see in that moment. This memory strengthens my faith. If the care of the Lord has sustained me this far, it will also continue guiding my steps in the days still to come. God's faithfulness remains constant. His mercy continues renewing my life, and His presence keeps lighting the path before me. A sincere feeling of recognition grows within me as I realize everything that has already been done in my story. My life carries signs of God's love and testimonies of the help that came in difficult times. These truths renew my hope and strengthen my trust in the Lord. Lord, every word that came from my lips has reached you, because the Lord knows even what I have not yet been able to express. You know what exists in the depths of my soul. You understand my worries, you perceive my struggles, and you see what no one else can see. Nothing in my life is hidden from your gaze. I continue placing before you everything that weighs within me. My thoughts, my doubts, my fears, and also the desires I carry inside me. The Lord knows every detail of my story and understands exactly what I am living through right now. Something within me begins to grow calm when I remember that the Lord cares for everything with love and wisdom. Even when my eyes cannot see answers, my life remains kept in your hands. Your care walks with me in every step, in every decision, and in every moment still to come. I choose to trust in you. I choose to believe that the Lord continues working in silence, arranging what still seems confusing and opening paths where today I still cannot see a way out. Your faithfulness has never failed, and I know it will not fail now. I place before you my life, my dreams, my needs, and everything that still occupies my thoughts. May your peace reach my inner being. May your presence bring rest to my mind, and may your care guide every part of my story. If this prayer spoke to your heart, write here in the comments, God is taking care of my life, as an act of faith. And if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so you can keep praying with us every day, and share this video with someone who also needs a word of hope and a moment of prayer.